Hi guys, I'm so excited today. Chess.com have released more bots to the array of different bots we've got to choose from. So today we're looking at Voyboy, the former professional League of Legends player and star streamer. Can you beat the first PogChamps champion ever? Okay, let's get into a challenge match. Now, guys, I did do a little bit of research, a cheeky little bit of just sussing out who Voyboy is. Now, I watched again Mador's video where he went over the finale. I think it was this guy called Hutch versus Voyboy in PogChamps. Just trying to suss out what Voyboy's playing style's like so I can try and give some commentary. And he seems like pretty solid to me. So they're giving us this pawn in this Queen's Gambit thing. And we can reinforce like this though now. Doesn't seem right. Normally taking this pawn here is bad if they can recapture with the bishop, guys. But I took it there because I sort of realized they can't recapture, so I reinforce and I just win a pawn and get a big sort of sideways center. So probably just go for a flat structure now. Fianchetto the bishop, have some pressure here, looks nice. Okay, and we might push this pawn in the center actually. Just to take away this square. Keeps the dark squares open, but it just allows us to put our knight here, keeping this bishop active. Now they try and chip away. If takes, they take this. So I'd like to reinforce this square. Maybe this. Can they kick my queen somehow? I don't see it. Let's go for that. Where did they go? They moved the rook. Okay. So we've got some pressure here, but it is defended twice. We could add an attacker to this square. Could also just develop like this, or maybe put the bishop on this diagonal long term. Looks good. Ah, so that removes a defender. So we're losing a pawn. Yeah. Bosh. Now they can... No. I was thinking they had pressure here, but they just moved the... Yeah. It was the pawn that was the pressure, and they've just moved it forward with this pointless attack on my queen. Okay. So we get castled now. What is that? I hate it when they do moves like that. I guess it could be argued that they were getting their king off this diagonal, but this diagonal was so strong anyway. Like, yeah, just a waste of a time move there from Voyboy. And to be honest, I feel a little bit disrespected actually seeing that. Like what? Like, you know, you're white. Come at me, bro. So they remove the key defender of the king, guys. That's what they're trying to do. So maybe we don't want to do this. We block in our own bishop, but we force them back maybe, and then we break in the center. Actually, I don't mind that. On second thought, if all the dark squares are very weak. After takes, I think I'm pretty happy. And if I take, they take with this. What if I do that? What if I go here and then try and push this pawn? They're going to try and trade off this. But if I move the rook over one, I oppose their rook. And if they go for this, it allows me to slide back because there's no pin with the bishop and the rook. So sliding back. I've still got pressure here. I just need to bring one more attacker. So like I was talking about this and this. So we have to slide our bishop back. So if we do undefend this square here. What are you doing? What are you doubling the rooks up against? Like, I'm not sure. Also, how long's that been in the position? 1, 2, 1. To be fair, this move I was attacked, but I missed it once. I missed it once. Okay, if this, maybe they get this, and after takes, they get this. They probably get 2 pawns for the rook. This just seems completely winning for me though, right? Okay. Not sure about that one. I'm just confused. Yeah, I just played Voyboy before this video, and I drew. Like, it got a really good position. So I'm not sure about that. Just hanging a piece there. So always look out for them forks, guys. So if this here, maybe that encourages a queen trade. This, but they win a piece. We are a little bit stifled. It's a little bit uncomfortable right now. They're also targeting this pawn, so they might have some compensation here. If this, trying to hold on to this pawn, we open up my queen a little bit more. We want to open up the dark square bishop. If we can do that, like this, if they take... I don't know. How do we open up this position, guys? It's a little bit tricky. What about just takes in the center? That's just a free pawn, isn't it? We're not really getting my pieces out though. Like, and their pieces are looking very active. You know, I will give them that. Like these rooks, this knight, bishop. And my pieces are looking a little bit silly, but I am up enough material where if I can just find a couple of strong moves now, guys, I can win this. I just need to like find a couple of moves to bring everything together. But this looks really natural, putting this knight on this super outpost square. But then we lose this pawn, so maybe here. Yeah, just a little bit awkward. What about if this? If takes, we take. Takes, take. Takes, take. I think that's all right. Just double check, because we are under a lot of pressure in the position. There could be tactics here. So push, takes, takes. If takes, takes. Takes, takes. Wait, this covers as well. So 1, 2, 3 versus 1, 2. No, we can't do that. Yeah, we don't really have a move, guys, even though we're up nearly a rook. It's just a bit uncomfortable. I want to play like this and this. This at least defends the pawn, so let's try that. I'm just getting a bit scared. This, and now the rook defends the pawn, and we're also just starting to activate our pieces, centralizing our knights, and I'm feeling a little bit better. Now if this... they take, we take. We're also trying to trade this off. This looks like an absolute must move. So this, we trade everything. Nice. We are losing this pawn. Oh, we can take this. We're also hitting that. But queen covers. If this... isn't this just another... free piece? I'm getting a bit scared. Like, why are they giving me all this material? What have they got in compensation? Not much. Okay, they just take the pawn. So this looks very natural. Just putting the bishop on a nice defended square, guys. And also hitting the rook as like an afterthought. But we don't want to get into the habit of just hitting pieces for the sake of it. And now, what? I'm really confused, guys. So I just played Voyboy and he played really solidly. Yeah, just a bit of a poor performance. So if I want to move the knight to try and encourage a queen trade, we're up almost a queen now. So if this, have they got any checks? They've got this check. Maybe I step up and then they've not got this check. Maybe? There's this as well, which looks uncomfortable. If I slide back, try and get a queen trade, they might go for this. But it's just a pinned piece, and I can add pressure to it. Like that. And I can just capture it. I don't care, I can give up the rook at this point, I'm up enough material. There's no king-queen fork, that's the main thing. Yeah, I'm just happy to give up the rook in order to just, like, re-centralize the knight Probably winning this pawn or this pawn. My king is a little bit open. Got to be a little bit careful. There's no like draw by repetition, you know, where they just keep checking your king. So if this... They've not got any checks, so let's grab the pawn. And I'd like to just bring a rook and try and get a queen trade. That defends. Also offering a queen trade. Okay, nice. All right, so that's a little bit compliant of the bot there, just allowing us to trade queens. I'm just going to re-centralize the king in order to just defend this file, stop the rook infiltrating, was my thinking. And now I'd love to try and support this square. So if here, over, I can come up. Or this way. Don't see anything. If check, they're not winning my rook, they're just... So if this trying to trade, knight defending, they just go back. If this just, and if they come in with check, we've got this defense. So this hits the rook and the pawn. And we get that. Right, okay guys, there we go. That cleans things up. Okay, we force a rook trade. We bring a knight back. We can always sack a knight here. Let's take this pawn and push this pawn. So we give check. We try and support this pawn if we can. And now we find a lovely little... Here, what we can do, we can create a knight fortification to give us that pawn. But yeah, if these pawns were coming charging down the board, we'd want to keep this pawn here to sacrifice. So what you can do is this. Locking the knights in together. And then when the time comes, you can sacrifice a knight for the pawn in order to push my pawn. So let's try and shoulder their king away. They should have come in, because now we can shoulder the king a bit more effectively. But it's going to be a bit of a struggle to push this pawn, because they're going to keep me in opposition maybe. But like that, we can just create the red carpet for the pawn. So yeah, Voyboy, a few mistakes there, but also like... You know, pretty decent. Quite variable from what I've seen. Like I played him before and he was really solid. So this isn't stalemate, and it's trying to set up this sort of mate, this and then bosh. So that's how you beat Voyboy, guys. Hope you enjoyed that one. Like and subscribe if you did. Hope you have a lovely weekend, everyone. Cheers. See you next time.